industries where the personnel are always in demand. There's a lot of stability in the career. There's also like it's a reasonable pay for the amount of hours, so I wouldn't need to do massive hours to survive. So that was the thing as well. What else was there? Um, yeah, it wasn't bad. Like there was the only thing I really didn't like was the fact
I
that
got the vulture gun as well.
I probably would have had to have done like some kind of level of apprenticeship type thing, which would have meant taking a substantially decreased wage while doing some kind of tuitional course, which would have, of course, negated whatever the wage was, and that would be for like 2 years. So that was the only thing that prevented me from going forth for it. I think if I had have been like somebody that was like ultra specialized into a specific type of lockpicking, you can do that as an extremely lucrative business down the track.
Fog is rolling.
But most lockpicking sort of smith people basically either have to be prepared to work for somebody else under their company and their rule type and whatever.
Oh, that is
or
heavy armor.
Go into business yourself. And I wasn't interested in going into business myself, which is fucking hilarious considering now I'm basically considered as self-employed as a full-time streamer. So it's really fucking funny how that turned out. Is it 2 or 3? Watched like 50. Where's the license? Like I've watched a lot of lockpicking videos too. Overqualified. You can only work as a thief now. Maybe.
How goes it?
I still haven't completed my one quest with this dude.
Yeah.
When you guys are done, I haven't been able to like trade with this guy for a bit. Yep. What's that? Or you make fun of locks on YouTube and get 5 million subs. Yeah. There's I don't know what his name is, but there's a fellow who's like, send me whatever lock that you can't get into, and I'll show you how to. What?
Locksmith Lawyer.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nick also watches them. Yeah, Nick watches them as well.
Awesome. Yeah, it's concerning watching him open things. It's like, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna just wait till Nick's out of the trader, because I haven't got a chance to actually like trade with this guy today. And I've got shit I want to sell, so I'm gonna like I've got like good shit. It's just I don't need it. I forgot to see. Really
prep for the next blood moon. Get more rocket ammo.
I can hear the mini bike outside. Let's see.
Can't hear nothing.
I mean, maybe. My
11% fuel.
Audio could be louder. I've got it down a little bit tonight. I'll take your water.
I completely forgot to do what I was supposed to do when I was there.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get a
battery up.
What is it? The seat mod on it.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
What do I need?
I don't want to need that. I don't want to need that. No.
Oh, I think I got all of that.
No.
Pleasure doing business with you.
But yeah, the funniest thing is the lock is called the greatest. If it can hold back the lawyer for 2 minutes. I've seen some fucking wild like lock picks. Like I think it's also one of those things where like if he's got enough of a skill for it, it really isn't going to stop him. Like he knows most of them. He knows enough of them to know that he can like work on them. So this thing doesn't have fuel, obviously. I was thinking it might not. Obviously, most things when they're first made do not. I'm not super keen on going all the way back to my base to get fuel.
If this works, it's going to be amazing.
What, the seat mod on the mini bike?
Oh yeah.
I see you puttering off, Nick. You guys and you're like right next to your own bases, so you got fuel.
Yep.
I guess
a whole 11% of it.
I'll walk back to my own base and like get my own fuel. Jeez.
Well, you do have a push bike.
I do, but my leg is also like basically, I don't know, at least for the last hour has been sprained, and it's finally down to 3%. I keep like sprinting everywhere. thought I heard something then. You know when you hear like what could be a cat throwing up and you're not sure if it threw up or if it like just like did something weird? Like that's what I just heard. What are you doing, Phoenix? I'm
Probably
looking
doing
at
something
you.
weird. I'll probably get enough time for like one more mission.
I think he was just being weird.
Hold on. Seeing as I get this mod, I will need to get
I
you.
thought you
to
got
be
an
the
apartment
guinea
for a great rent. For a great rent. So
pig.
has your opinion
Customize.
of that changed now
Oh,
since you got
I
it,
can.
or is it still reasonable?
Pick up your bike. See if you can jump on mine. Oh, hold on.
I was gonna say you got to unlock it.
Let's go put the seat on it. Nice.
You guys can't see it, but
That is awesome.
the mini bike doesn't have a lot of space
That's
for
how we
two people.
normally sit.
Oh yeah.
Look, it's a lot less awkward than the time that like you sat on my motorbike and you were just like sitting like solid upright, like bolt upright on the back. And it wasn't weird at all, Grim.
Yeah, nah. Not weird one bit.
Grim's got all the fuel, so that makes it easier.
That's the second day I figured out why.
And I still got like another
No household items.
2,000 spare.
We can head at least the infestation straight across. That's at the cinema.
Not even a fork. The freezer not works. You know,
Hang on.
I have never.
Okay, got it marked.
Well, I would say I've never rented. There was a house. The first place I moved out to, right before I turned 18, was
this is definitely the way to go.
being renovated.
Much nicer.
And I got to live in that place. Like I paid rent, obviously, but
I like how your front tire barely moves.
But kind of like the way it worked was that I had an agreement with the owner of the house, right? That we were kind of like, they were renovating it if I wanted to help, if I wanted to occupy it, so shit wouldn't get like stolen and stuff. Like it was going to be in a less livable state because like sometimes like the bathroom would be renovated, sometimes the kitchen would be renovated. I couldn't use it. So
it's got all the space.
The upside to it was that like if I assisted in any of the works and stuff, I'd get a little bit of money.
Once we get to that point where we can do lots of missions.
Yeah, so if I assisted, I could get like a little bit of the money back in sale when they sold it and stuff, which was really actually fucking amazing. It helped me like get my first house. But like that's really the only time I've like paid rent and all the places in Australia.
In front of that.
At least in Queensland, right? We don't have furnished buildings.
I'll be driving along.
It's uncommon here.
Just dive in front of my wheel. It's like, okay.
Give me that. That money back when they sold it. Yeah. Well, the whole point was that they weren't going to pay me to work on the place. Like any assistance I could give them was obviously like welcome. It was a massive trust deal, right? That they were actually going to pay up in the end. So they could have just used me and told me to fuck off. Like it could have been that, but it wasn't. So essentially what happened is like I helped over a few months that I lived there. I think it was like 5 months I lived there. So I occupied it. There were times where we didn't have, initially when I first moved in, there wasn't really electricity. So when it was nighttime, everything was dark. So I had to get home before night. And then there was times where the kitchen wasn't a kitchen. Like it was just like a stripped down fucking wall. And I would have to get food elsewhere. Where are we going? Oh, over there. Like it was all kinds of things, but I was also literally like a couple of weeks before turning 18. So the fact that I could move out of home and live somewhere at all was incredible. And yeah, I spent like, cause I was probably at my absolute peak fucking fitness at that time too. So like, and I was doing bodybuilding as well. So there was so much I could physically help with. And there was so much that I got to learn about, like literally just renovating houses, anything from like painting, a little bit about wiring, plumbing, tiling, anything to do with fucking drywall, ceilings, structure, like fucking outdoor structures, fences. I learned how to build fences. Like, yeah, it was a good opportunity. It was one of those ones where, like, I don't think people would ever get like that just randomly in life, but that was something that I got. I got very lucky with that. And then, as a result of it, when they did sell it, like, essentially what I got given money-wise would have covered any contracting type fees for assisting on the house. So basically, I think essentially what I got was probably all the rent that I paid for like 5 months plus a little bit more maybe back, I guess. So it was good. It was enough to like help me put a down payment, like you know how like you've got to put like an amount down on a house, right? That's essentially what it allowed me to do. So at 18 years old, I went and bought my first house. With like that as like the guarantee that I could fucking at least like make payments. So yeah, I had a very different start to adulthood life than most people do.
So, whose mission is this?
Do apartments often come with utensils? No, generally not. There's so many like bunnies and chickens and stuff out here. So like, there are a few apartments like down in Victoria. Up here, not so much.
Not mine.
Like, there are a few. Let me just clarify that. There are a few places that are fully furnished, and they are fully advertised as fully furnished. But it's normally like, you know, your couch, a bed, stuff like those kind of things. Like maybe some appliances like a washing machine or dishwasher or something special like that, right? Like, those are usually what it is.
No,
and
I clicked on it. It's not mine.
Those are usually also the ones where it's mine. Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so generally, like, the other thing too is that they're usually owned by people, and the furniture belongs to obviously the fucking owner of the residence. That's usually what it's more about. So they normally just have somebody occupying their premises for rent or whatever for like a few months or a year or something like that while they're away, so that their shit just isn't like sitting there collecting dust. To be specific, you're renting a room, an apartment. These kind of deals almost always come with some pre-existing stuff. Like, it's typical for basic stuff to be here. That's interesting. In America, you'll often get large kitchen appliances, but small appliances, often washer, dryer, or renter provided. That's interesting. Yeah, no, in most cases here, like, you have to have basically whatever a house requires, you have to already own that shit. Like, most people don't really mind renting because, like, they have all this stuff, and as long as the premises fits their shit, like, they'll just move between places. Like, extremely rarely, like, there might be like a microwave provided. If it's got like a like previously cut out space for one, and it's only going to fit a certain type of microwave or certain size microwave, then they sometimes have them, but not usually. Not usually. That's like a rare thing. What's that? What's that? Gosh, movie. Hey, mate. God damn it. Can't hit fucking anybody tonight. My timing is so off. A couple more just walking over. And moving a fridge every time you move would be a pain. It's not that bad. Like, where is that? Usually, you'd kind of like, knowing that you're moving, you'd kind of like pack up and empty out stuff, and you'd have like maybe just like a what do you call it, like non-perishable meals, like cans of stuff or something in your cupboard, right, for the last couple of days, and you'd eat something like that. So the fridge would be turned off like the night before or whatever. You've got to move, and then when you move, it's all pretty much good. They just move in, plug it in. By the evening or whatever, you're pretty much good to go with restocking it. It's more about like the fucking around with like timing your groceries and shit. That's more of the problem. So renting a whole apartment would be more understandable of no stuff. but
Oh yeah. this
absolutely
is
nothing.
much
First time for me, and had a lot of rooms the house I've been in. Yeah, like if you're used to having stuff, like you wouldn't, by the sense of it, Shadow, you wouldn't already have things like the furniture and the appliances and stuff required for like basic comfort. So it would be the same kind of, where the fuck are these things? So it'd be the same kind of like
just make
situation
my own way in.
where you
Yeah, I thought
kind of
there'd
like,
be like a key to open this.
oh, in there it is. It's downstairs.
Oh.
Yeah, I know exactly where you are now. Actually, yes, there. Yeah, behind there. I did the same thing. I took ages with this place too. The vending machines, I think, worked. No. There is dogs and shit going ape over here. I thought you guys were over here because of the dogs going off. I'll get up here, thanks. Come on, reload. I really should be doing this with a fucking gun. Yeah, I think if you're like trying to move around and you don't have stuff, that would be very difficult. Be like the first place, my first house, I had a bed and what else did I have? I think I had my bed and my computer. That was all I had in my house. So I had to get furniture, I had to get appliances, all the things, but for like months, I just was happy enough to like sit on the floor. Like I had a TV too. Because mine was the one that everybody used in the place. Yeah, no, I pretty much was like, okay, I had like a basic TV because like growing up I had like a small little like old style box TV thing, right? And I had my computer and my own bed, and that's basically what I had for myself. So when I moved, that's what I took. Oh, and a Duchess. It's like a chest of drawers with a mirror on it. And yeah, so I had to get like a couch and all sorts of stuff, but I was happy enough to like sit on the floor and just like sit down and just watch shit without like a concern in the world for the fact that like I'm eating dinner on the floor. I didn't have a table. I'd usually just stand in the kitchen, honestly. I'd stand in the kitchen at like the kitchen bench and eat my food if I really wanted a table. Just required a lot more leaning. Something is shooting me. There's definitely a lot just like wandering in here. I was gonna say, I'm like, that's a zombie outside just wandering around. There we go. Yoink.
Job done.
No, that's not mine to look in.
This is your mission.
Oh yeah, hold up. Everything's mine this time. I haven't got one of these chests yet. And that looked like a turret situation. Please give me one of the ones that Nick's got. Oh, just a fucking SMG turret. Yeah, no, I'll put that somewhere. I don't mind SMG turrets. Where is my axe? Honestly, couldn't tell what my axe looks like for a hot minute there. Unlock tools. Sweet. There's a lot of stuff in here. Yep. Trying to pick the ATM.
Yeah, pig.
Oh, it's a bike. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? Yeah, that's actually quite funny that you're like picking that because I previously had looted out this place and like unlocked it all. I kind of forgot that like when the quest is activated, it all goes back to being back to what it was. Do I have... That one's got the multi-shot. This one doesn't. So this one's like a burst mod and modifies the trigger group via 3-round bursts. Increases the rate of fire, slightly increases recoil.
Books, right?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Does anybody else want the?
Yeah, if you keep them, just put them in my box.
Yeah, so supposedly I can make like shepherd's
take 'em.
pies. About fucking time too. I need to be able to make some goddamn recipes. The only thing I can't make is spaghetti and gumbo soup, or whatever it is. Gumbo stew. I like how this looks. It looks like something I would eat. Like, I imagine that's like the, I can't say it properly, but like the gochujang fucking red chili pepper flakes paste, fucking kimchi.
That's all my guy's been eating.
Yeah, it looks like something I would eat in real life. I make soups that look like that. Actually, to be fair, the recipe you gave me, Shadow, kind of ended up looking about that spicy too. It should be back over this way. I did really enjoy that. Like, I haven't had food that I have consumed for both, like, whoa, Jesus Christ, for both breakfast and dinner. Like, for ages. It's on you, whole jar. Look, I probably wouldn't make it that spicy again. It was still fucking good. Like, I was wondering, like, to how much a degree does, like, spices dissolve if there's enough added to them. Mind you, don't forget, like, I had that cayenne pepper, and I also have, like, hot paprika comes in little baggies here. So they're probably, well, I've got small hands, but they're about half-ish the size of my palm of my hand. And, like, we've used most of that, too. So I had, like, hot paprika and cayenne pepper. Stop spinning out. Jesus. It was good, though. It just tastes warm and, like, comforting. I know, right? The mini bikes, sorry, fly around the place all the time. Like, I haven't hit a tree yet. That'll happen sooner or later. But, like, the slightest, like, turn of an angle and lift of a tire really spins it out. It even gets, like, a small amount of air. Like, it's so low to the fucking ground. They did change how the back wheel looks. The chassis actually looks like it's, like, wrapped around it this time instead of, like, where it used to be, like, higher and more forwards on it. What's it? Unfortunately, it looks like the guy I rescued won't be living with me for long. Jude hasn't cleaned in a month. What? And the bathroom stinks so much I can't use it. But I can't clean that. I have to leave it so they can go with the last warning procedure for him. Jesus Christ. Get off the rock. Thank you. There we go. I hate those little low-lying trees that you can't fucking see through. Yeah, no, that... I think, like, that's probably one of the hard things about, like, living with somebody. Especially if it's, like, somebody that's not someone you're in a fucking relationship with. It's easier if you're in a relationship with the person you're living with, because you're... Like, there's a lot more, like, loving toleration involved. For, like, shit that, like, goes wrong or bothers and stuff. But, like, as far as, like, living with other people, like, that first place that I rented, I did live with, like, my brother ended up moving in, and then he ended up moving in his
SMG?
girlfriend? I think she was a girlfriend.
I just picked up a 6.
I've got a level 2 SMG.
Take your time.
Let me see if I can get to you.
Well,
Yeah, either way,
give me a second.
they were not enjoyable to fucking live with. I don't need another orca or a spear.
Level 4 here.
Take the helmet. Wait, mate. Where is it? Thank you. Yeah, especially, like, obviously, like, I've grown up with my brother. I could live reasonably okay with, like, my brother, but fucking hell, his girlfriend was effort. A lot of effort.
Ooh.
Not the
Got a
good kind of
solid
effort.
bundle.
Nice.
Oh man. She also really liked breaking pretty much all the fucking landlord's rules too. Gyrocopter bundle, maybe. Get that. Yeah, so like one of the big rules was like no pets. And that's fully respectable. Like they were doing like a shit ton of renovation. They didn't really want like, you know, animals potentially like doing stuff and whatever. Doing animal stuff, I guess. And yeah, like I think within the first week, she moved her cat in. I don't know if the thing was stressed or if it was just like deranged, but it really took to like pissing on my computer chair, and only my computer chair, which was a brand new fucking chair. So I was pretty like shitty about it.
Much obliged.
And the funniest thing was, it was one of those scenarios where she's like, "Oh, it's your chair, so I shouldn't have to clean it." I'm like, "Are you serious? Are you serious right now?" I'm like, "Your cat has literally like pissed all over my chair." I'm like, I think you can at least do the courtesy of like cleaning it to at least the state that I can clean it afterwards, because you know, fucking OCD, I'd clean it anyway. Give Grim that. And what is this? I got an extra box inside that box. Or is this a second one? It looks like it wasn't there before. I get an engine, I get a gyrocopter chassis, I got a wheel. That's part of it. I think there's more parts to this
There
generally.
is.
Put that in
It's a
there.
shame you almost got the jar.
Yeah, I've almost got all the parts for a gyro. Thanks, Grim. Yeah. Look,
Yeah, you literally only need the jar accessories, and you could make it.
the way I see it is, not everybody has like the most like common sensey logical kind of upbringing to situations. Like obviously, like it seems super logical to me that yeah, if your animal pisses on like somebody else's stuff, you should at least clean it on some level.
I'm hand off.
All right,
See you later.
See you next year.
see you, Nick. But yeah, it's like obviously from her perspective, it made perfect sense that chair belonged to me, and therefore I would clean it, kind of thing. But I don't know. Shadow says, "See you, Nick." Either way, she got kicked out pretty fast anyway, because she didn't just move the cat in, that decided to like not just like piss on my stuff. It was also affecting the newly polished hardwood floor as well, because obviously that's where my chair was. So that, and the fact that she also like after being told and reminded that like there's no pets, she ran up and told him about how she was going to get 2 more cats, and they're like, "You can leave. You're not even on our lease. You can leave." Yeah, it was a weird scenario. Of course, when she left, my brother left as well. So I got like a good little taste of like living by myself for a while before I actually did choose to like live by myself. So not a total loss. You know, sometimes stuff happens, and it ends up being like a good thing in the long run. The only thing is, at least I don't have that chair anymore. I've had like several chairs since, so I don't have to worry like when I move from there. But when I moved from my first place to here, I don't think I had the same chair. And I did a pretty solid job of like getting the odor out and stuff, because like I've grown up with cats. So it's not like I'm a novice to like how to fucking clean up after them either. I would say put this in here. It's kind of like ammo-y stuff. I got like a very fine line for what is like technically a vehicle and or what is like a building thing. Like obviously that's a building thing. This is like ammo stuff, but that's a fine line for being in here or like in here. Like, is that the... Okay, fucking hold up. Give me this. I've already got some in here. You can go in there. Once visited a girl that had a bunny free in her bed. It's full of bunny poo and pee, and that's what she said to us. "Oh, that's fine. It happens all the time. Don't be bothered by it." Free roaming bunny. Yeah, there's a bit of a difference between that and like a free roaming bunny that's allowed to like get around, say, an enclosed like ground sort of space, like indoor ground space or something like that. Like if it's literally like soiling up places that you're supposed to be sleeping, there can be like serious health fucking concerns with that. I actually had a rabbit growing up. And he was pretty much allowed to, like, he was actually pretty fucking good, by the way. I've got a trigger mod in the SMG. And that's why I've got like the 2 of them already put away. Welcome in, by the way, Elise. Yeah, I pretty much I don't know what Grim's up to at the moment, but it maybe be mining from this point on. I'm not sure. But yeah, the